Hi everyone, welcome back to the Organic Gardening, Homesteading, and Woodworking channel. It's nice to have you all back here, and it's nice for us to be back finally. So if you remember in our last video, we broke the big news that we have now opened our online store and we are shipping out orders. So we'll be happy to sell you whatever you need. Most of the supplements and soil amendments here that you see in our videos, you can pick them up there. Also the soil mixes and a bunch of seeds. We probably got over 100 varieties of seeds on there. We also are going to talk about a few other things in Dad's garden. We want to look at one of his large honeydew and how that's growing on a string trellis system.
Yeah.
What else are we going to talk about?
Well, we've had a couple frosts now, and so things are looking, you know, kind of like winter's coming. Mm-hmm. And there's quite a few things that have been hit with the frost, and they're going to look kind of ragged in this video. We're kind of getting ready to put the garden to bed for the winter.
But the main thing we're going to talk about is how to harvest and store your storage onions. That is how we do it.
Yeah.
So if you want to know how a world record gardener harvests his storage onions and gets them ready for storage, keep watching. Okay. Let's get to it.
Here we go.
Wow, look at all those beauties. Beautiful onions. Nice. You've already harvested some of them.
Yeah, we got half of them.
Yeah.
A little over half harvested already. These are called Caldwell onions, and they're not as long a keeper as we've grown in the past, so we're going to see what they do. We've grown Patterson before for many years, and they keep for the whole year. These, they save 5 to 6 months storage, but I think maybe with a proper preparation for them and curing them, we may get more. So we're going to find out. So we're going to harvest a few of these here and show you how to prep them for storage, at least how we do it. And there's many ways to do it, I'm sure, but this is what we do. And it's worked for us for a lot of years. So we just go down here. First, I shut the water off on these drip lines for, maybe up to a week before we harvest. So they're not all wet and muddy. So it makes it a lot easier to harvest. You just pull them up like this, and you just grab handfuls of them, and they come right up really easy. And then we'll get a wheelbarrow over here and load them in the wheelbarrow, and then we'll take them and prep them. But I guess for just this video, we'll just throw these in a box here and take these over, show you what we do with them. And there's a couple different ways that we do it. We're experimenting to see what works best for us. Sometimes I use a hose and just blast all the skin and the dirt off, and then we put a fan on them and dry them up before we put them in the storage. But I've got to run and grab the clippers and be right back. Okay, so here we are. What we do is we just like to cut these roots off right close, get some of that black dirt off of there and yuck, and then we just snip that. Those are starting to dry up already. You kind of want to wait. When you know the onions are getting ready to harvest, the tops will just fall over like this. And you've seen that in the video there. It's just all falling over. You know they're getting ready for harvesting. So we'll just go like that. And then one way we do it, we can kind of we like to peel off all this gently so you don't, damage the onion. Get all this black stuff off of here, because you'll see right under here is where mold will start to grow as it's in storage. So you want to peel off a layer of this skin and get it nice and clean so that you don't have that black bacteria going to give us problems in storage. And so we just kind of peel these off like that, and just kind of do the best you can, just gently, not to really, gouge the onion at all. And then you can see, just try to get some of that last little bit of black off of there, but don't cut very deep into there. So that's ready for kind of getting them hardened off. We'll put a fan on them and get them all nice and dry. And the fan will dry out the outer skin and turn it all, you know, the golden brown color. And so it looks just like you get in the store. And it'll keep really nice for the year in the storage. So I just cut this off, cut these roots off.
You want to leave a little bit of top stalk on the top a little bit.
Yeah, you just want
inch and a
to
half.
give it a little bit of room so it's going to shrink up. And
you don't want that to get down into your main bulb.
No.
Yeah.
So you just kind of peel this stuff off of here. I find that usually works better to start from the root side and just kind of gently scrape that so you can get it peeled off of there. And then you kind of see how deep you've got to go. You know, some may have a little bit of deterioration a little deeper, and you might have to take another layer off. But usually it's not too bad. See, I don't want to leave that on there. I want to get that off of there. And let's see, maybe we can go from this end and peel it this way. There it goes. There we are. And as long as you got all that stuff off of there, and you just kind of do the best you can, just kind of get as much of that off there without cutting in deep. And that'll just dry up, and it's just dirt, and it'll be fine.
You don't want to actually cut that.
Yeah, you don't want to really.
You don't want to cut into where the layers join into the bottom.
Yeah. And it's fine just to leave this much on there. So that's kind of what we do. And it takes a little bit of time, but after you get used to doing it, and then we'll show you another way that I'm trying this year just to compare and keep track and see if the onions keep, you know, as long as doing it this way, or if they start to deteriorate quicker. It's just use a garden hose and blast these skins off is what we've done. And so we'll show you how to do that. And maybe we'll make a video on how to do organic sourdough bread one of these times. I'm doing that now in the kitchen. I enjoy making bread, and probably make a video how to do that out of freshly milled grain. The stuff you buy at the store is awful. Okay, so there we are, another one done. Then we just take those, put them in boxes, put a fan on them, and just let it run, the fan run until these are all brown on the outside and dried up the outside layer of skin. Then they're ready to put in the cold storage. In our cold storage, we keep it at 42 degrees, 41 degrees during the summertime, and in the wintertime, we'll probably keep it more in the 38 degree range in the wintertime. A little easier to keep it cold in the wintertime. So now I'll show you a different way to do it. Let's see here, we'll just take a couple of these out of here.
Does this different way require this nice cleaning and washing rack setup here?
I don't really think it needs it. It's just happened to be easy to work on this today, and I'm not having to bend over to do anything. We just take this thing and blast. You can see it just kind of peels off the skin, get the dirt off of there, and then we can just take this stuff off of here like this,
Because that water just lifts some of those layers.
Yeah, there we. And peel. Just cut this root off of there. It'd be helpful if I had a sharper knife. Need to sharpen our knives, it looks like. And there you have it. Just a little bit more off of there. There, that's good enough. And then I'll just kind of rinse it off. Trying to get water on the camera. There. So that's another way you can do it. And just take them and just blast the skins off. Just kind of peels them off pretty easy. And if it's a warm day, you get cooled off. There, that's good enough for that. I think I'll just peel this one more layer here. It's just looks a little questionable.
Mm-hmm.
There. And that's done. We're just.
And the critical part when using this method is probably the drying stage.
Yeah.
You don't want them to sit wet.
Yeah, you don't want it to stay wet, and so you can just stick a fan on it. I got a 20-inch fan, and I put them in boxes, set the fan so it just blows right on it, and just let it blow 24 hours a day until you get the skins looking more like this brown here, and they'll be dry, ready to go into the cold storage. Here's the fan that we use. It's just a 20-inch fan, just a cheap fan from a big box store. Puts out a lot of air. I'm just running on low, and then you can see it's aimed right down here at all the onions. These are the onions that we've harvested, and we'll be putting all these in our cold storage as soon as they're cured properly. And that box right there you're just looking at is the ones we did with the hose and power washed them.
Oh, this one right here?
Yeah, that one right there. So we'll see how that stores compared to all the rest. We did the other way for all the rest of these onions. So
Well, they look good.
that's what they look like when they're ready to go. You know, once they're cured, get this brown skin on them, dried up, they'll go into the store, or it's cold. And the cold storage is just we just use a air conditioner and a cool bot and a little 8x8 room. It was on one of our other videos, I think, the inside of it. And you can see there kind of how we do it, and put it in crates or shallow boxes. You don't want to pile them deep. You know, you don't want to just keep piling them all up deep and have them all against each other. You just put them in a shallow box so they're not going to get moisture in between them and cause, you know, early decay. So just keep them in a shallow box and keep them in there and good to go. Pull them out whenever you need them.
All right, well, let's take a look at that large honeydew in your garden there.
Okay.
He was telling me about it. I asked him, did that honeydew drop down? And anyways, he'll tell you about it. I thought the honeydew was higher up, but
See this big old honeydew here?
but you have a tape measure. People can see the real size of that.
I mean, my hand's big, and it's a big. I don't know what it weighs, but it's pretty heavy. And it was, until yesterday, it was hanging all that weight on that vine without any support. And it wasn't breaking. It hadn't fallen off. So I thought, well, I better get a hammock on there and keep that thing strung up.
Here's some keys for reference, just so you can see the size of a set of keys. I think Dad's hands make things look small, but there's some keys there for you, so you have a more idea of scale.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's big.
It's a big guy. And they are so good. They're just so sweet. They're really good. Here's one that's not hung up yet. It's just hanging by itself, just a little guy. That's more like a standard cantaloupe size, but yeah. So it's worked really well having these honeydews hanging on this trellis. You can see here's another one here, small one here. And And we've harvested a couple already. And there's another one over here, right here. And there was one there's when we harvested. Oh, looks like there's one hiding back here in the bushes. There's a honeydew in there.
Oh yeah, sure enough.
So we'll see if it makes it before it gets frosted too bad. You can see the plants that are higher up, they didn't get frosted, but you can look at these sweet potatoes and see how they just
Wow, they got nailed.
They got frosted and cooked.
Yeah, some of them took it worse than the others, but
Yeah, and you know the flowers, they didn't get hurt in the frost. Peppers didn't get hurt because they're tall peppers, but things that are low growing got it.
that's very interesting about the tall peppers.
Yeah.
So they actually survived a bit of frost.
Yeah,
Let's go see them.
The fry. You can look at the peppers over here. They're
That's the one in those that support system that Dad made.
We just picked boxes full of peppers this morning off of here, but see, they're still just fine. They got this a little teeny bit of nipping here in frost, but very little, and they'll still continue to grow. If we get like an Indian summer or something, we'll maybe have another couple weeks. You never know.
Yeah,
and these things were all up tall. You know, they're all just falling over. They're huge plants.
Yeah, my wife came and picked a couple boxes of peppers this morning off of here.
And you can see the cucumbers over there. They're all got frosted. The zucchini got frosted. So, and the watermelons, they got frosted. So, you know, I'm happy to see it go down for the winter. I'm done gardening it's a lot of work, but we got a lot of food off this thing. And I'm always glad to see when the season comes to a close and be able to rest a little bit. So that's it for the onions. That's how we do it here, and they keep in the past they've kept for a whole year and until the next season.
Well, that was kind of fun showing you guys how we harvest our storage onions, getting them ready, and the two different methods that we use in preparing them for storage. If you like that, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and leave us a comment down in the section below. Remember to check out our store at sutherlandorganics.com, where you can find a lot of the products that we use in soil amendment and the mixes that we use as well. We also have memberships on our channel, and if you have a lot of gardening questions, just become a member and then we will answer your questions quickly. So I don't think you can beat a cheap deal like that where you get world-class gardeners at your fingertips to answer your questions. So if you want to do that, boy, we would like to help you out. Always remember, Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me.